Hello, movie nerds and skateboard fans of the internet. I got this box from Vinegar Syndrome. Inside is Skateboard the Movie. What is Skateboard the Movie? We're going to talk about it.
Six in the morning.
There's a whole new world of entertainment coming your way. It's fast, it's fun, it's for everyone who thrills to win. All it takes is the right spin on a skateboard. It's the outrageous story of the teenage clowns who became a wonder of a team.
All right, what would you guys say if I personally organized a skateboard team?
You'd be another guy with a skateboard team.
Yeah, my team would be different. Yeah, I'd pay you guys. You'd be pros. What do you say?
But success never comes easy when you've got to handle teenagers who make you travel this fast.
We're a professional skateboard team. We tour.
What do the kids do? Push the bus?
And the parents are telling me I need female supervision.
I'm very good with teenagers.
So I hope you're not too good with them. Huh?
From the streets to the meets, Skateboard brings a new kind of motion to the screen. There's comedy, craziness, love at every speed. Skateboard has it all.
This is the final and greatest event, the great 1 mile downhill.
Have the kid take a dive.
I ain't telling no kid to take a dive, Sully.
I'm scared. The guy from Brewer threatened me.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
What? He threatened me.
If I don't get that 10 grand, you're dead.
The craziest kids on wheels.
Nothing's too good for this team.
Skateboard, the movie that defies gravity.
So, Skateboard the Movie was a movie that came out in 1978, and it stars Leif Garrett and Tony Alva, which is pretty wild. One of the Vinegar Syndrome sister labels, or whatever they refer to them as, recently did a Kickstarter where they were saving this movie from, I don't know, the depths of hell, essentially. And they did a new transfer from a 35 millimeter copy that they had. For some reason, this is only on Blu-ray, which would have been nice if it was on 4K. I don't know why you wouldn't have done a 4K transfer if you had the 35 millimeter, but I don't know, maybe it didn't look that good. There's also a bonus movie in here for you guys. Boom! Skateboard. There's Tony Alva right there. Right there. Right there. Jay Adams is also in this. Let's open this up. So I first saw this movie probably in 1987. Maybe it was earlier, but I think it was 87. It was either 87 or 86. We rented it from a little movie rental place that, before Blockbuster, there were small mom and pop sort of stores that would rent, like you could rent a VCR, because at the time VCRs were so price prohibitive that most people couldn't afford them, so you would rent a VCR for the weekend and then rent a whole bunch of movies. Pretty crazy to think. I think by this time that we rented this, I think we had our own VCR. I remember it was I don't remember what year it was, but we paid $300 for a VCR back in the 80s. So whatever the math is on that. So when you're looking at like some high-end 4K player and you're like, this is $1,000. Yeah, every VHS player, aka VCR, back in the 80s was as expensive, if not more expensive than that. Let's see what's in here. So interestingly enough, one of the co-writers of this was Dick Wolf, who I'm sure you know from... This is like the most boring book ever. There's no pictures. It's all really boring looking dialogue. Wow, they really went out of their way creating this awesome book. But anyway, so we rented this when I was a kid, me and my skateboard buddies, and like I said, it was 86 or 87. And so this was maybe at most 9 years old, this movie. And by that point, all of this was so archaic looking compared to what we were doing in the mid to late 80s that you would think it would have come from 100 years before. Which is insane because like 9 years ago, imagine watching a skateboard video from 9 years ago from today. It's basically the same sport. But 9 years from 1978, it was completely different. It's just insane to think about it like that. So yeah, I haven't seen this movie since I rented it back in the day. I think it's probably going to be worse than what I remember. I remember it being real lame. But, you know, it's not every day that you can buy a piece of history like this. Now, Vinegar Syndrome does these limited edition, well, usually like pretty much everything's limited edition, but the most limited edition is getting it with the slipcover. I think they only did 2,000 with the slipcover. So if you want it, go on the Vinegar Syndrome webpage and buy it. Although right now you can't because they're doing their end of the year sort of thing where they shut off the webpage. So that kind of sucks. But once it opens back up, and then I picked up this, Shredder Orpheus. I have no idea what this is, but this would have been more around the time that I was skateboarding.
First, they were thrashing. Then they were gleaming. And now, they're shredding their way to hell. Come, take a ride with Shredder Orpheus. When Eurydice is kidnapped by the Euthanasia Network, Orpheus enters a secret passage to the deadly underworld, armed only with a futuristic guitar and a skateboard from hell. Orpheus is the only hope for the free world.
So what's your trip?
Don't ever do that.
He's got a rock and roll nightmare that will tune you in, count you down, and rip your soul apart.
It's not cool. It's not rad. It's the pits.
Shredder Orpheus, a skate rock adventure of a deadly kind.
I'm sure this movie is horrible as well. Perhaps even worse than Skateboard the Movie. It's a really cool, like this is raised and silvery. Maybe it's not really silver, it's just shiny. But I have no idea what this is about. Actually, I have somewhat of an idea what it's about. It's sort of a retelling of the Greek myth of Orpheus. I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to be, but you put out a movie from the 80s about skateboarding, and I'm going to buy it. Again, this is also on Blu-ray, not 4K. I would obviously prefer this to be 4K as well, but it is not. But I don't know. You know, I have a place for this right next to the movie Thrashin'. Of the Blu-ray of that. There we go. The unboxing of Skateboard the Movie. Can't wait to watch it. Have a good day.